We take for granted many aspects of living in California, but what does it look like to a visitor from a far different culture?
I have noticed cultural differences in students' problems.
The impressions of visiting professors from Afghanistan on this edition of Equal Time.
San Jose State University, you're watching Equal Time, exploring new issues each week, giving equal time to competing points of view.
Welcome to San Jose State University and this edition of Equal Time. I'm your host, journalism professor Bob Rucker. Here at San Jose State University, we've had two groups of Afghan journalism professors visiting our program for 11 weeks. One group last fall and the other this past spring. We've asked the latest group of 7 professors to prepare reports on their impressions of the cultural differences that they have found here.
I'm Faisal Karimi. I have noticed cultural differences in technology used in the classroom here at San Jose State University. It's much different where I teach at Herat University in Afghanistan.
They think they know everything about the world.
A prime example in this campaign conducted by advertising students at San Jose State against gun violence. Students spoke to advertising executive in New York City via teleconference. Some students say technology tools are very important and helpful in classrooms.
I personally use an iPad. I have all my textbooks on there, so I don't have to carry textbooks in my bag. You know, my shoulder isn't hurting anymore from all the textbooks, and I think it's probably more convenient for teachers too.
What we're going to do is we're targeting...
Students use projectors, laptops, smart boards, cameras and monitors in the classroom, but in Afghan universities, the students don't have access to advanced technology tools in classroom like in the United States.
The smart boards make it easy for teachers to teach because they can just touch something rather than trying to explain it and show everything. So it's a very, very streamlined, very efficient type of form of learning now.
If you get a professor that is technology oriented, it's really nice because then they have a PowerPoint going, they actually know what's on the PowerPoint, they know not to read off of the PowerPoint, they know that the PowerPoint is just used to further exemplify their instructions. And so it makes it a lot easier.
Some technology experts say use the tech tools in classroom has changed the role of professors as well. The professor is no longer the center of attention as a dispenser of information, but rather play the role of facilitator.
I think that technology in the classroom is a useful tool. I think it offers some dangers. There is a lot to be gained from face-to-face interaction that is sometimes lost through technology.
By integrating high-tech into their classroom, professors can allow their students to reap the benefit that these tools offer and prepare to use technology in the real world. On campus, Faisal Karimi for Equal Time.
I'm Shafiqa Fahim from Herat University. One thing I have noticed while here at San Jose State University is the dance major. We don't offer that major in Afghanistan.
In classes here, students learn how to become a professional dancer. Jazz, ballet, hip-hop, and modern dance are some of the different types of dances that the students learn every day. Many say they love it, but they realize that after graduation, they might not be able to support themselves through dancing.
As a dancer and as a performer, we have to deal with the idea that we might have to have a second or a third job to be able to make rent or to pay our bills or to buy groceries. But I think that since we love our art form so much, we really wouldn't mind it.
As a dance major, that I'm not going to be financially stable, really. Like I know I'm going to have to be a dancer, and I'm going to have a side job.
Dance in Afghanistan for women in public is forbidden. On campus, Shafiqa Fahim for Equal Time.
I'm Basir Daneshyar from Herat University.
I want to cover an important issues of students' unemployment after graduation from San Jose State University and compare the situation with students at Herat University in Afghanistan. Here at San Jose State University, thousands of students study every day, but some of these students are concerned about their future careers.
I'm probably the worst major to ask because I'm going to be unemployed a lot because I'm trying to be a performer. But I can comment on like my best friend, she has a master's in experimental psych and graduated top honors, and she still doesn't have a job, and it's been 2 years since graduation, so it's really difficult.
In the last year, we surveyed over 1,000 students, and I want to say about 40% of them were unemployed at some point of time for that year.
Students also get help from the Associated Students Organization.
There's a lot of job opportunities. They can just look online and then apply for jobs that are open. We also try to provide internship opportunities through marketing that we have here, and really reach out to them, see what they need, and try to accommodate to their needs.
In Afghanistan, the employment outlook for students is even worse. In Afghanistan, there are hardly any good opportunities for students after graduation to get a job. On campus, Basir Daneshyar for Equal Time.
I'm Maria Raheen, journalism professor at Balkh University in Afghanistan, reporting cultural differences.
The social customs or etiquette behind how people greet each other is much more relaxed here than the United States. Come here, man and woman shake hand and even hug. But in Afghanistan, the lack of physical contact between the sexes is part of the Islamic religion. In America, not religion but culture play the central role in how people greet each other.
For a young Asian man or woman to look at an authority or a teacher's face shows disrespect. So it takes a while to get used to that in our various cultures.
In San Jose, Maria Raheen from Equal Time.
What do Afghans think we're doing about the environment?
All of us must take part in a solution.
And how do they perceive the problems our students face? Those impressions and more when Equal Time returns. Welcome back. From environmental issues to questions over tuition, the professors visiting San Jose State University from Afghanistan have been observing how we live. And as they show us in these reports that they have prepared, they are taking back to Afghanistan an indefinite impression.
I am Laily Habib from Balkh University in Afghanistan, reporting from San Jose State University about the environment. Global warming is one of the most serious challenges our planet faces. Ecologists say that because this problem will affect all of us must take part in a solution. One part of the solution is to plant and protect the trees that can absorb the carbon dioxide that the people making during their daily basis.
Environmental pollution comes from many sources. With the advancement of human civilization and the development of technology and population growth, the world is facing the problem of air pollution, threatening the lives of residents. All people must take part in preventing warming. Here at the San Jose State University, students in the environmental department play an active role in the university to be green.
The faculty themselves help to make the campus a greener place. We work on that, and we also have student groups who are working to promote sustainability on campus and in the community.
San Jose State University has a good track record in environmental matters. Transportation officials said in 2012 San Jose State students came and went to the campus this way. About a third used the bus or light rail.
Another third drove by themselves in car. More than 14% walked. Almost 7% carpooled. 5% took regional transportation. About 4% used bike.
Taking public transportation and biking and walking will save you money, especially with our program, because our program is designed to save students money. So I definitely encourage students to take advantage of the EcoPass in order to save money. By doing that, they'll be saving the environment and saving themselves time and stress.
Transportation officials expect our energy-saving habits to continue. On campus, Laily Habib from Equal Time.
I am Mohammad Nazari from Balkh University. I have noticed cultural differences in students' problems between San Jose State University and Balkh University in Afghanistan.
Here in San Jose State, students are faced with more problems during their university educations. Some students here say the university tuition is high and they do not have any financial support.
I'm a graduate student and money is kind of tough for me now. So it's hard to find. I don't really have a whole lot of time to work and make money. So it's just trying to borrow money from family and then try and work side jobs.
It's difficult to get classes because there's a lot of kids who want the same classes for my major, so they fill up pretty quickly, and tuition's kind of a lot. It's increasing yearly, which has been kind of hard for my family, so it's kind of tough to keep up with that.
San Jose State University's President Mohammad Qayoumi says he is aware of students' problems, including financial aid in getting the classes they need. But he says the university tuition is lower here and then at many other universities.
But more importantly, a large number of our students have opportunities for financial aid. For instance, CARS at CSU, more than 40% of our students who get all of their tuition and fees covered by various financial aid, if you look at the federal, state, and the university financial aid put together.
In Afghanistan, students also face financial problems. Tuition is free, but they need to find work to support themselves and their families. There is a lack of classroom space and technology. Library facilities are very basic compared to what you have here. On campus, Mohammad Nazari for Equal Time.
I am Parwana Taskin from Herat University in Afghanistan. I have noticed the problems women face are different here in United States compared to Afghanistan, where I live.
Basically it's saying that if communities want it and if families want it,
March is Women's History Month in the United States. This year, my fellow Afghan professor and I participate in a Women's Day panel discussion at the San Jose State University. It's clear that women in the US have more freedom than women in Afghanistan. But even so, some of them say the US has not yet reached gender equality.
We have to work to creating that awareness, that sensitivity. We cannot stop now. It's not time to stop.
In Afghanistan, women are faced with difficulties like violence, sexual abuse, limited access to education, healthcare, and employment. In addition, most women are illiterate. Women want to work creating equality and to end gender inequality at all levels. On campus, Parwana Taskin for Equal Time.
When we come back,
food, the relationship, the society.
When Equal Time continues. Welcome back to this edition of Equal Time. On this edition, we have some very special guests. Let's meet them now.
I'm Basir Daneshyar, Associate Professor from School of Journalism and Mass Communication, Herat University in Afghanistan.
I'm Laily Habib. I'm one of the lecturers from Balkh University, Afghanistan.
I'm Faisal Karimi. I'm Associate Professor at the School of Journalism and Communication, Herat University, Afghanistan, and Vice President of Afghanistan Journalist Center.
My name is Raheen. I am a lecturer, School of Journalism, Balkh University in Afghanistan.
We thank you all for being here, and we welcome you to the Bay Area and certainly to the campus. You know, one of the things that's interesting about this program is we're finally going to get some answers about the people of Afghanistan. You know, we know about the war, we know about the country in general, but help me out. If there was something you wanted to tell the people in this area about Afghanistan, what would you tell them?
First of all, Afghanistan culture has been over 5,000 years, but Afghan people has extremely, the Afghan people culture is extremely diversity. But in all issues, we have traditional issues in Afghanistan. Is a society, a traditional society, and religious society, and we are a third world country. When we came here in the United States, when we see the United States people culture, the culture in the United States is very, very different than Afghanistan culture. Yeah, Afghanistan is an Islamic country, and we came here, the culture, the head covering, the food, the relationship, the society, school, university is very different than Afghanistan. We have one society, there is another society. I think there is amazing culture in the United States, that it is a lot of fun culture.
Well, I find your culture the same. Go for it.
Yeah, before we came to United States, we think another in United States. When we came to United States, I see some another things, some different things, some different culture, some different communication. It was so interesting for us, and it was very amazing for us. I think this is very different.
But I think we have some special culture for the other provinces in Afghanistan. One is the general culture, and one is some special culture that some provinces have for themselves. And I heard, for example, one of the American states, for me, we have the difference of cultures in the United States. Also, when you go to every state of the United States, you see some special cultures that belong to that state, the people that are living here. So we also have these differences between each of our provinces, that we about the traditionals, about the holidays, about the foods, about the dresses, about their thing in their life, everything.
I find this fascinating. And talk about gender issues. We know that in your community, in your culture, in your nation, women and men have responsibilities, but sometimes they're very different from what they are here in the United States. Maria, how are women different from women in the United States?
Afghan women similar, but not similar in United States women. Afghan women in my country is different culture and different career. But Afghan women in Afghanistan, yeah.
Well, they have opportunities to advance.
Yeah, sometimes when we came here, I saw some difference between Afghan women and United States women, because Afghan women observe the Islamic culture all of the time. They covering their head, and also they have another or different dresses. But in here, some different dresses in here, but also some behavior is different in here up to Afghanistan, because they have different communication, yeah, and also all of the women during the day they work in the society, all of the women. But in Afghanistan we have some problem, some security problem, and also some traditional problem. They sometimes they don't like the women go out the home, and they work sometimes. Unfortunately, this is a big problem for this 10 or 30 years war in Afghanistan. But now we are going to developing every day. We are going to developing, and all of the women attend for the social work in my society. This is a good, but we are appreciate it.
I think the social opportunity for the women in Afghanistan with the men is not equal, because we have some limited, some restriction, in society, because the traditional society don't allow the women to have powerful participation in the society. Unfortunately, the education and in the field of the health and political issues, women in Afghanistan has some limitations, some restriction. They can't participate because also Afghanistan constitution support women, and according to Afghanistan constitution, women and men has equal right. But unfortunately, some traditional issues in society, some limitations, some restriction, some threats by the Taliban, but insurgency are created with problem against the women activities in Afghanistan. But in the United States, we see that the social opportunity and education opportunity is equal in society, but every have a stock in the society.
One big problem of women in Afghanistan, problem of education and problem of freedom, and problem is war in Afghanistan, but sometimes Afghanistan is war. But this is problem, and women life in Afghanistan it's very different.
For example, one of the big differences like that, in United States, the women can live individually, but we cannot live individual, no man, no woman, without the family. We have to live with our family, before marriage, after marriage, and whenever we want to live in some place in every part of our country, we couldn't live alone. We have to live with our family. So it is the big differences. We have to share everything with all of our members, family members.
Significant point is about the women can't go to the society and they work every time. The under poverty in our country. This is a big problem in our country, not only for women. It belongs to all of the people they living in Afghanistan. They live in bad situation, bad economic situation, and this is a bad point for all of the people they living in Afghanistan, because without the economic, without the poverty, we cannot developing. But for this certainly years we have this problem. This is a big problem, I think.
Actually, in the recent years, the women's situation day by day is improving. But now the political opportunities, social education opportunities provided for women. I believe that this situation are improving for the women. But we hope that we have a good future for the Afghan women. As you know, the Maria and Laily came to United States. It is the one sample of progressive and development in Afghanistan. They came here to United States for education.
Very good. One of the things I think people are seeing visually right now is that the two women are dressed very much like we dress, and yet you're wearing something on your head and you're not. Let's talk about that. What does that mean to you?
I think it belongs to the person who wants wear everything, but in our Islamic culture we have to cover our head. It's our religion culture, and also it have some religion causes that I don't want to say in this program. But we have a traditional dresses as an Islam culture and also as a Afghanistan culture, like special Afghani dresses and special dresses in Islam. But nowadays, every person, I think it's like a globalization causes, it belongs to the person, what they wear. For example, this is my dress that I wear in my university in Balkh.
Oh, really?
I don't have problem, and all of our students, from girls and boys, their dresses similar to the Western dresses.
Also, but let me just ask very quickly: you're dressed without a veil today, or without something on your head. Is that comfortable for you? Is that why you do that? Or are you allowed to do that at home? The way your headdress?
No.
You don't have to.
Yeah, this is my dresses in university.
No problem.
And
no problem.
No problem. And outside from home, this is my clothes.
See, Americans don't know most of these things, and so that's why we're asking. I also want to talk about entertainment, the freedom to have fun in your country. We see on the news such dire stories all the time. Is there a sense of community where you can enjoy yourself, have entertainment, but are there security concerns in the process? How would you describe it?
This is so important in our society because we have a lot of entertainment and hobby in our country. In some days, some special days like Eid days, Nowruz days, and also some day we are holiday, and also we have a weekend. my weekend is on Friday, because this is Islamic culture in our society. All of the Islamic culture and all of the Islamic society, they have only 1 day off. This is a Friday. On Friday, all of the people go to pray, a special pray for Friday. After that, they go to sightseeing, they go to parties, they go to picnic by their family, by their friends, by their relationship. This is so interesting, and they saw some sightseeing, some interesting places. And I also, with my another citizenship, go to some sightseeing places during the day after Friday pray. This is so interesting for us.
I think our entertainment is amazing in Afghanistan. We have diversity, entertainment and hobby in a special day in Afghanistan. And in the weekend, in the Friday, the most people of Afghanistan go to sightseeing and picnic out of the city. They enjoy together. But unfortunately, the security concern about Afghanistan is some limited, some restriction about people. They can't go out of the city to enjoy together. But at the first days of the New Year in Nowruz, and during the Nowruz, during the spring, Afghan people go to the sightseeing, the picnic, they enjoy together. It is a special tradition of Afghanistan people. Also, we have some parties, some young people, some students, some classmates together in university, in a school. They gather, they collect together during the night, they have party, they have dance, music, and special tradition. But it depends. But unfortunately, this entertainment is limited for the girl student, for the women. They can't go out of their home during the night.
Women cannot.
Yeah, cannot, yeah.
In New Year, women cook different foods, Afghani specially foods, like samanak, and like sabzi chalao, palau, and fish, fish.
Live fish also.
Live fish, yes. Live fish, a symbol of living, and a fresh flower, symbol of happy here and green here.
Very good.
And also, this is also different. The food is in Afghanistan province is also different. Some people, they living in in Afghanistan or South Afghanistan, this is different food and different traditional and different things, because when we want to say about Herat food, this is different. Another people, they living in Kabul and Mazar Sharif in another province, they don't know about my traditional food.
A very clear sense that you're very proud of your country and you're looking forward to going home. Very good. Well, one of the things I want to say to you is thank you for being here, because we realize this is a challenge, that you're away from your families, but I hope you've had a good experience with us, and we hope you've learned something today. We'll see you next time for another edition of Equal Time.